Oh, make sure it's
I
not
should record.
toast.
I should hit record and then say that. Hey, why does my room suddenly smell funky? That's how you start your
Like
recording.
toast.
No, like mulch. I got
You
a
don't get my
mulchy room
stroke
now.
stroke joke.
Your
Stroking
stroke
joking.
joke. Say it one more time.
Stroking joking it.
What was your
Stroking it and
joke?
joking it. Burnt toast smell. This is an indicator you're having a stroke.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No, I didn't put those things together. No, no, no.
Oh,
I
well,
think
I guess you
burning
didn't know.
leaves is what I always heard, but yeah, which I guess is a
I'm
co close
burning.
cousin of that smell. Maybe. I
You're
don't know.
smelling your brain cooking itself.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know.
Let me
Every
bring
time I
up my
smell anything, I'm
notes.
like, am I having a stroke?
You are summarizing. I think
I'm
I
having a
told you,
stroke.
like a lot of times, like, do I smell? I'm like, no, you're in a room of 7-year-olds wearing socks. It's probably not you that you're smelling.
Puking children.
Yeah. Although my socks were pretty funky a couple weeks ago, so it was me a few weeks ago. But I guess that's just the thing when everyone runs
Hmm.
around in socks and it gets hot for a day or two. It's actually
Uh,
been weirdly cool around here this year. It hasn't gotten that hot, so
hmm. I
I'm
don't know.
a fan of that. I'm into that. So
It's pretty terrible here.
okay.
Um, I mean, I guess it's not. It could be worse, but it's not.
Hmm.
It's not good.
Let's remember Montana, which
Eh,
is very cold. Montana is also very
Montana.
cold. Yeah,
I always get that confused with Minnesota.
right. Are we already talking about the episode then?
Yes. Um.
You are summarizing this one, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Okay, good, because I didn't. Hmm.
Welcome. Wait, that wasn't enough of space. Welcome to Stevered in prison. The
Stevered?
severed. Did I say
Steverance?
stevered? I
Steveranced in
just
prison.
severed.
Shanked in
Hey, you know
prison.
what? It's Memorial Day this week.
Yeah?
Thank you for your severance.
You're welcome. Except I'm not severed and we had no Memorial Day.
Exactly.
I just had Monday. It's Japan.
You had Monday.
Yeah.
Thank you for your Monday.
You're welcome. But yes, it's we're talking about Severance, episode 2, half loop. What's a
Half
half
loop.
loop? What is a half loop? Is that like tying a knot?
I think that means that someone, I don't know. I don't
Hyperloop?
know. I don't know. Well, this is just as real as Hyperloop.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I'm just actually now I'm looking at the title. I was like, yeah, half loop episodes, half loop. Now I'm saying half loop. I'm like, what does that mean? So playing the title game last week was easy, right? With what Good News in Hell was it? Good News About Hell.
They said the thing in the episode. They
They did
said
the
the thing.
titular line, yeah. This one is a little more um in well,
I think it refers to one of the finger traps.
is that called a half loop?
I don't know. There's loops in
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Were you ever excited about finger traps? Were you excited as Dylan about finger
Yeah.
traps, I should ask?
No.
No.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Okay, yes to the first, no to the second. I don't think I've tried to trap my finger anytime recently, though. Lieutenant Commander Data had some trouble with a finger trap, if you remember. Maybe that's my favorite finger
Vaguely.
trap media.
I do remember that. Was that in a movie or was that from an
That was in an
episode?
episode, I think, of Next Generation.
Anything that was a prize that I won with tickets that I played skee ball for is pretty exciting. Even like the plastic vampire fangs or the little thing that's just like the plastic evil witch fingertip.
I tried to skill crane again on Monday. Again, I only did it once. I was like, maybe this is the time. There wasn't even anything I particularly wanted in the machine. It just like wasn't expected expensive. I was like, I feel the juice. Maybe I can skill crane this. So I'm more into the capsule machines, which is still a little bit of luck. You don't know what you're gonna get. Last time I got a crappy Moomin, but
Mm,
the Sesame Street ones I was good with. First time I got Big Bird, which that wasn't that exciting. But next time I got the Cookie Monster, small version, not the big one behind me. And the third time I
mm.
got Oscar the Grouch, I'm like, okay, that's winning.
That'd be amazing if you got that Cookie Monster out of a capsule.
Well, I got a pretty good Cookie Monster out of the capsule.
I've
He's
they're
got a
they're
cookie. He has a cookie with him, so it's pretty exciting.
nice. Well,
Mm.
the last for a while I was kind of doing well with skill cranes, and then there was just one day when I hit like this wall where I was like, "Oh no, I'll win the next one. I'll win the," and like I fell down the whole gambling thing, and it was like, "Uh oh, I just spent $30." And then after that, like the two times I've played Steel Crane after that, I've been like way more cautious. But my
Nah,
friends are playing it and they want a bunch of stuff. Well, my friend won
because
like
they're
this.
dumping money into them. That's what's
No,
happening,
they
right?
didn't. They didn't spend as much money. They didn't. They probably spent 20 or 30 bucks total, but they won like six or seven things. Like they got the this Rei Ayanami like statue with her butt kind of sticking out.
No, we just my daughter went to see the movie Nintamaran Taro, or the movie back in January, which is like Ninja Kids or whatever. And then
Okay.
after she wanted to get the little plushie, but the plushie was only in the skill crane machines, and she failed 4 times and I failed twice, and then we gave up.
No, no. Well, at least you guys gave up.
I know, but it's just like none of the stores or the movie theater, nobody was just selling the plushies. You had to do the skill crane, which sucked. It's like I just want to buy the thing.
Yeah, that used to be the case with things like the Dave and Buster's would have like fun little plasma lights or whatever, but then Amazon came with where you could buy anything from Amazon, literally anything. And
This is all
then
related
that's
though,
the
because
one
I
good thing that Amazon did
you can
for
buy finger
mankind.
traps, and you can get finger
Yeah,
traps from crane machines, right?
you can get them from Amazon. You get 50 of them for like $3 probably.
I guess we do get a vending machine. We get the world's most depressing vending machine in half loop.
Do you think
Was it
that the
shriveled
innies
raisins, sunflower seeds?
how do you think the innies would react if they suddenly had Amazon? Do you think they would like lose their minds
Oh,
completely?
of course. I mean, think about the facts that Irving gets. Like some of them are kind of like, oh, everyone would light up that. Some of them are like, what? Like
Wow, finger traps are surprisingly expensive.
how much for
24 for 10,
24 for
72 for
10?
15. That seems
That's
high.
Well, you're just buying an extreme bulk. I think the finger traps themselves are cheap, but you have to buy them in bulk, and that makes them expensive.
No, that sounds high. I
Okay.
mean, sorry. I mean, that sounds, I mean, 72 for 14.99 still sounds too much.
Yeah. I mean, I think you just
33,
don't want to
okay,
pay. I think you just don't want to pay
200
for a
for
finger trap.
34.
200 for 30. Okay. If well,
That's like a little better.
you'll never need to
Still
buy
too
a finger trap
expensive.
again. Although at work they bought like
Maybe.
50 puzzles accidentally, like foam ABC puzzles for us to teach English lessons with, and like I think we're down to
Mm.
like 5 for some reason because people keep losing letters, so that's depressing.
Oh boy. That's a
I don't think
drawback to
I've
the
lost any.
alphabet.
That's right.
What if you
That
got one for the Japanese alphabet? How big would that be?
much bigger. There's many more symbols. And then if you want to do kanji too, you have like an infinite puzzle. Anyway, half loop. Give us some trivia on that. Vending machines, finger traps. We're on our way here.
Okay, here's half the trivia, and followed by the other half of the trivia. Quick correction up top. I stated that Dan Erickson had the primary writing credit for the first episode. That isn't exactly true. He shares that with Anna Uyang Mensch, Moench. She's listed as a staff writer for all season one episodes and has the primary writing credit for one episode in season one and one episode in season two. There isn't much of a bio for her on IMDb, and the only other credit she has is as a producer for one episode of Beef. Also, I was trying to remember which of the books I placed in the TV show that was going to be made into a TV show on Apple TV Plus. It was William Gibson's Neuromancer. So that's that. That happened. Will happen. Maybe we'll do a Neuromancer podcast. I don't know. This episode was also co-written by Erickson and Mensch and directed by Ben Stiller. Again. So as for the cast, let's go over some of our veteran actors. Patricia Arquette plays Harmony Cobell or Mrs. Selvig or both, or maybe even a third person. I don't know. She was born in Chicago, Illinois, 1968, to an actor father and acting teacher mother. All four of her other siblings, Rosanna, Alexis, David, and Richmond, all have had long and interesting acting careers. Patricia herself got her on-screen debut in the best Nightmare on Elm Street movie. That's 1987's Part 3, Dream Warriors. Any argument?
Yeah.
Are you going
Sorry,
to
I'm holding
argue
up
with
the
me that that's the
DVDs.
best one?
Nope.
Okay. Thank you. Her profile increased in the 90s with big roles in films like Ed Wood, True Romance, and Lost Highway, and then she made 130 episodes of Medium. For more on that, listen to the last episode of this podcast. Just kidding, there was almost nothing about it. We just said it. We just said the name of the show.
Medium.
Arquette has either a producer or executive producer credit on each episode of this show. I don't know if executive producer means those are days she didn't physically show up to the set or what, but she's a producer. Another veteran, high profile actor is John Turturro as Irving B. He was born in 1957 in Brooklyn, New York, to a jazz singer mother and construction worker father. He's described on IMDb as always looking unsettled and jumpy and lightly built. Anyone who's aficionado of films from the 80s and 90s probably knows him from several collaborations with Spike Lee and the Coen brothers. In fact, he's been in more Spike Lee films than any other actor at 9 in total, which is a lot. Maybe more than half his movies. Also, you can see him collaborate with the Autobots in several Transformers movies, and even directed himself as Jesus in the Jesus roles. That's the character of Big Lebowski, not Jesus of Nazareth. He specifically brought Christopher Walken onto the project because they've been close friends since they were young actors and have worked together in several films, including the Jesus roles. Walken is another introduction that is unneeded, but which you're getting anyway. He plays Bert on Severance. Born Ronald, that's hard to say, Ronald Walken in 1943 in Queens. His mother was a Scottish immigrant and his father was a German immigrant. He started appearing in plays at a young age and broke into cinema in the late 60s and won a Best Supporting Actor Oscar by the late 70s for The Deer Hunter. He based that performance on how isolated he felt when his parents sent him to summer camp as a child. The trivia section from his IMDb is kind of unusually wild and awesome, so here are some of the greatest hits. He danced with Judy Garland at Liza Minnelli's 16th birthday party. He worked briefly as a lion tamer at a circus at age 15. He has heterochromia, 2 different colored eyes. He was George Lucas's second choice for the role of Han Solo in Star Wars. He adopted the name Christopher when a friend told him the name suited him better than Ronnie, has since stated that his adopted name sounds like a sneeze and he prefers to be called Chris. Anyway, naturally, you can see him as the Emperor in Dune Part 2. You can see him in Brainstorm, The Dead Zone, A View to a Kill, Wayne's World 2, Pulp Fiction, The Prophecy, and he has hosted Saturday Night Live 7 times and has a standing invitation to host that show once a year if he's available, even though I don't think he's hosted since like 2008 or so. But anyway,
What's his best moment on film?
I don't know, when he dances in the Fatboy Slim video. No, when he talks about does the shoving the watch up his ass story.
Okay, I guess that's good. I was going to go with him smashing Country Bear Hall over and over again, the Country Bears.
Oh, sure, yeah,
Oh
that's
no! With his oh no.
Yeah, didn't he say that was his favorite movie, best script he ever read because he loves bears?
It's because it had the best scene he ever did. That's why.
Because he loves bears.
Sorry, were you saying that was
Yeah.
the end of the trivia?
Love him, yes. That's the
Okay.
end of the trivia.
Then I guess you
He
can say
will
this is
be
the beginning of the story.
he will be in more episodes than just this one. That's all
Yes.
I'll say. Here's a summary. We open by flashing back to the beginning of the previous episode where Helly R's Audi is recording a tape for her innie to watch later, and we see Mr. Milchick encourage her to get back on the horse again and again as her Audi keeps trying to escape. We cut to Helly's second day, which is the
And he's
following.
trying to escape.
Did I say that? Oh, damn, you're right. I totally wrote Audi. God damn it. Why do I feel the need to edit that? I'm never going to say it again. Anyway, it's edited now. Or Eddie keeps trying to escape. We cut to Helly's second day the following Monday, where Dylan explains to her the macro data refinement process as well as laying out all the incentives for progress on refining the files. Mr. Milchick brings a melon bar and the employees have a session to get to know each other, but then Helly turns in her resignation and tries to leave, but Grainer, the head of security, intercepts her. Mark catches up and takes responsibility for Helly escaping, and he is taken to the break room. Meanwhile, Mark's Audi goes on a first date with his sister's midwife, Alexa. Severance comes up several times in interactions with random other people in the street, and the whole thing is pretty awkward. Mrs. Selvig brings Mark cookies when he gets home and asks a lot of questions. The next morning, Mark calls in sick so he can meet with Petey in an abandoned greenhouse. Petey explains to Mark that he's undergoing reintegration and is having several attacks of reintegration sickness, but it's still not as bad as the sound of Mark's own voice in a recording for the break room being tortured. Meanwhile, Irving almost passes out and hallucinates thick black goo, so he is sent to a wellness check with Miss Casey in a waiting room. Before the session, Irv and a man named Bert from Optics and Design admire Lumen-sanctioned art together and make small talk. Irv enjoys his company, but later we find out that Dylan does not trust him or anyone from any other department. The wellness session involves Irv learning about his Audi while losing points if he enjoys it too much. Meanwhile, Mark lets Petey stay in his basement, but it seems like his reintegration sickness is getting worse. That's it.
Question mark. Okay.
Yeah, I implied the question mark.
What's your favorite piece of corporate art? You have a favorite piece of corporate art?
Probably. Oh man, that's a tough question. It's probably somewhere in Disney World, right?
Okay. Yeah, like the old Horizon stuff, the Spaceship Earth. They got
And
that big
does
mural.
does the RoboCop statue count?
Yeah, sure. You going with RoboCop statue?
Yeah, RoboCop statue.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the murals they used to have at the Denver airport. I think they've changed them.
Oh, well, does that horse count?
Yeah, the horse for sure. The horse counts. It killed its
Okay,
creator.
then it's the horse.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
that's
mean,
easy.
that's my Denver airport. Maybe you can like fill in the top five for weird corporate art. So and murderous corporate art.
Yes, even though
What
I think they
what is
kind of
this
lean
one? This
into
one
it.
is Kier, like he's flogging the masses, is he?
Yeah, yeah. We continually get Kier lore like kind of gradually doled out to us.
Right, because we got his we didn't bring it up, but we get the sculpture that the sun hits in just the right way, right? In the first
So are you
episode.
starting? Do you start to feel at this point like this is basically if Scientology was real? Because like e-meters, not real. I mean, they don't really do
Ah,
anything.
I'm
Do
not
you feel like
really
e-meters do things?
I'm not really reading that button on this one.
Mm,
Let's see, what am I thinking? I guess I how many corporations have you worked at? You've worked at more like small places, right?
mostly, yeah.
Okay, I've worked for like a couple larger companies. Well, when I first came to Japan, I worked for a larger company, and they had their like week-long training. And if if I quit for your K back, I did the training again. And I do remember everyone in the training being like, "Yeah, there's some weird Caudy stuff about all this," and
Hmm.
upper management, and in many places has a weird culty feel. So it's like I don't even need to put like Scientology on it. I'm just like that's basic corporate structure, and Scientology is maybe just basic corporate structure on steroids, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I knew a few people who worked at Whole Foods, and I don't think it's as much like that anymore. But back in the day, it was kind of culty just from them talking about it.
Hmm.
Which is like it's that thing where if someone tells you something that they're not trying to make you feel like it's culty, but it does anyway, then it probably is worse.
I think that's one of the things Severance gets to because it has all this weird stuff and it's a little more on the surface, but it's in a lot of things. Like when I was a kid, my parents like got dragged into like the Amway pyramid scheme, which also had weird culty seminars that they'd insist that you go to and stuff, you know?
Yeah, my mom and sister did Mary Kay for a little while after my dad died. It was they seemed really excited, and it just made me sad, and they didn't really get anywhere with it,
I
of
mean, that's one
course.
of the things. Like, if you end up working at Lumon, even not Sever, there's going to be certain things. I mentioned in the last one how like sometimes language that you know is wrong just starts to sound perfectly normal because nobody bothers to change it. What was it? My first job, I was working for Radio Shack, and everyone's going around talking about spiffs when you sell phones and crap and get a commission. It's spiffs. You get spiffs. That's the finger trap. That's the waffle party. All of that. So.
Spiffs. Can you
That's what
explain that?
that's just perks. That's just extras. That's that again. That's the finger traps. That's the waffle parties. That's the 3D crystal sculpture. Oh wait, no, they just
So
gave
what is
that
that
to him.
like? But you have to like. Is it like a currency?
I don't remember. This is 25 years ago, by the way, plus. But it was just no. See, that's the thing. I remember the terminology. I don't. I was never never motivated enough to sell cell phones. I don't think I got any spiffs, and I didn't work there that long either.
Hmm. It's funny. The place I work for now gave us a bunch of clothing with the corporate logo, and most of it was winter wear, and they gave it to us in late April.
Well, you save it for a while. Yeah, actually, it's weird just how time dilates too. Because I'm thinking Radio Shack first job. I was like, wow, I was only there for like maybe 3 or 4 months total. So, yeah,
Hmm.
interesting.
I'm trying to
Seems like
look
an
up what
eternity when
spiffs
you're
are.
18, though, right? Oh, don't bother. I'm just putting out as like dumb corporate terminology that becomes relatively normal sounding.
Yeah, but
Again,
I just want more detail.
people just keep
Some
throwing
kind
out the
of
term waffle
payout. So
party,
it was
right?
money. Spiff's is money.
This is money. Okay, it was money. Maybe you'd buy
It's
something with the
money.
money. There we go. Maybe that's better in a
No, it's
finger trap
money.
then. But
It's
what are they
just
going to do with
money.
money? They get 2 tokens a
I don't
day.
know.
Do I get 3 tokens a day if they do better?
I'm gonna go back to Radio Shack and buy a bunch of components. Um, yeah, I don't know. I guess you just eat. It's a weird feeling where you're like, okay, I I I I immediately am like, would I have a huge eating disorder if I was there? You're not allowed to eat a
You
whole
only get the
lot.
two. You only get the 2 tokens. You get some raisins and some sunflower seeds, and you're finished for the day. Do they
I
have
would,
lunch? I assume they have a lunch,
yeah,
not in the break
I would
room.
have, I would have problems, I think.
Well, yeah, obviously, all of these people have problems. That's the point of the show.
No,
How
I
could you
mean,
not have a problem down there?
I think they'll get better. They'll get
Just
better.
just enjoy the fact that you feel rested, even though you didn't experience any sleep. Yeah, that sounds, that's like
I
again,
don't know.
well, Marquez, the guy saying it, is the guy having hangovers most days, right? So
Yeah. Okay, that would suck. Hangovers would suck, but I'm like, if I just was rested but didn't have to like go to sleep, you know, that would be pretty cool. Like I know there are some people like this. I know you're not like this. There are some people who view like eating as a huge chore. Like they'd rather just like get it over with, like just intake the calories.
they want the
You know,
pill.
they want the pill. There's people who are like that, where I'm like, I would like that for sleep. If I like could have my any like do the thing where it has to go to bed, even though I guess then it might just not go to bed.
I guess you're a prime candidate to get severed then.
But then what if your life was just you suddenly appear in a room and you're supposed to just sleep, and then when you wake up you die, or you you know what I mean? That would probably be a different type of madness.
Well, that's Eastern religion slash philosophy, right? When the dreamer wakes up, the universe ends.
Hmm.
Which is true in your dreams, right? Your dream world is gone once you wake up, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I rarely have a dream where it's worse than real life these days.
Well, being awake for brain surgery, which I believe is a thing, do people like always
Yes,
have? Yes, you always have that.
correct.
Wow, that seems like one of the worst things in the world. That's like the worst
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah, you know, if you get LASIK, you have to like be completely awake and you have to like stare directly at the laser. You can't
Oh,
stare away from the laser.
because what do? I go to the hospital, they do a blood test. I usually just don't look at the needle while they're doing that. A few nurses are better than others. What else?
I can look at the needle that goes into my arm, but like the laser that goes in my eye or like the brain surgery, that's tough. That's different.
I've had Hardy
Completely
acupuncture a few
different.
times. I tend not to look at that
Uh,
so much. Like recently, I've
I
been
don't
going
think
and
I would want to.
been sticking some needles in my hands, and I might glance a few times. I'm like, oh, is it still there? Because I'm not even sure if it's there, or he's taken out and glance. But in general, I'm like, I prefer probably not to look at that. You know?
I couldn't I don't think I'd deal with like the if they had to like stick them into my feet. I think that would be like scary.
Yeah, I guess
That would be
granted,
like
Helly
too
is
much.
looking forward, and they're doing it from the back, so she's not actually seeing this
Yeah.
stuff. But I
Or
don't
my
know.
head. It's like the
They
rest
got
of
to
my
crack a
body.
skull, right? They're cracking your
It's
skull and stuff, so
yeah.
that's not cool.
It's like head or feet would be like too freaky. Like I guess the rest of it would be okay. Like I don't like arm is like whatever. Like I don't want a compound fracture, but like
I
anyway.
also like how Milchick has a very old school camera because this is outside. This is not on the severed floor, right? This is still in the normal building, and he's still using like a, like old school like 70s Minolta or something.
Yeah, well, you know, he's
Well, it's a good camera.
do you at this point, well, you know, this is your second time watching it. It's my third. At this point, were you wondering, like, if Milchick was severed or if Cobell was severed?
I
Because
had
it's
already.
not clear.
It's not clear, but well, Milchek, since he is out there, I had worked out Milchek was not severed by this point. Selvig not completely, right? Although she does seem nefarious enough in the Audi world that it's relatively clear pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that yeah, you could guess it by now, and you will know. You'll know the answer to that pretty soon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But Milchek, I think this. I mean, unless you're just dense, you figured out. You're pretty sure about Milchek after this episode.
Well, yeah, and also coming up, you'll get confirmation of that as well.
Right, right.
I think that's the next episode even.
Oh, I do. Again, you said you haven't been in many corporate situations. Have you done these dumb games like they have in this episode with the ball?
I feel like I've this just makes me feel like it's like a party game or something.
Yeah, but it's like a corporate party game. You're at work and you'd really rather be doing something else, but like they don't do it as much. But where I work now, I remember we went to Okinawa and the one time actually went to the beach, it's like we're playing all these dumb games on the beach and we want to get in the water, folks. So when there was like a bathroom break, like half the people just jumped into the ocean instead.
Hmm.
Because we're playing like silly games on the beach and nobody really wants to do that so much. Or environmental education, we have the low ropes course and stuff, so we would do that stuff there as part of the training when I did environmental education, because we're just already at the place where the corporate parties go, so you end up doing the trust fall, which
I
I
want to
guess
say that
Irving
I
really wants a trust
enjoy.
fall.
I am kind of an Irving sometimes. I would probably get into doing like work games maybe, but I guess it depends on because I know that you can end up working with people who it's like they're just looking for weakness, and if you like throw a ball and miss, that they're going to like somehow turn it around on you somehow. It's
Judo it
like
on you.
where I work right now is not a large company, but we most of the meetings that we have are for this one person to complain about their job. It's like really just one person complains about the things that they don't want to do, and then they talk about how they take responsibility for things and nobody else does.
I
Like
will
that's his whole
say,
thing.
when I was a Boy Scout in 14 on a low ropes course, I trusted my team and I got a broken ankle. So,
Ooh.
uh,
Yeah, that's well, yeah, you can't trust everybody.
nope,
Even
nope,
even
nope.
if even if they want to help you out, they can't always.
I
But
think the fat kid had to scratch his butt and he was load bearing the weight of me standing on a plank. So the plank went down suddenly. And
ugh.
actually, it was a heavy sprain. You might remember this. You remember me pogoing around at a few concerts back in the day?
Vaguely.
Yeah, I think the club owner was like, dude, sit down. This is an insurance risk.
Well, there was some kind of thing where like the when I was in elementary school, I think like sixth or whatever, what do you call it, first or second grade, it was like just a bunch of people had like mattresses set up next to jungle gym. They were all just like jumping off like whatever the play set onto mattresses, and I like missed the mattress because I was not physically like good at physical stuff. So I just like landed on the ground, and then thankfully I didn't break my legs, but like
That's
I
why Iggy
definitely
Pop
could
doesn't
have.
stage dive anymore.
But I mean, the gym teacher was absolutely like sanctioning it and in charge of it. So it's like, and somehow he was allowed to keep working. And sometimes my mom says like she's talked to this guy, and I like never want to see him again. It's really funny. To me, it's funny. I don't think he cares.
Yeah, gym teachers of the 80s, man.
Yeah, what are your legs doing? You not whatever.
Yeah, I do remember having some oddballs as gym teachers back in the day. So, um no gym here. I guess yeah, you do not get exercise on the severed branch of Lumon except for, yeah, well you don't. I mean, they just don't.
No.
So your Audi's in charge of like any proper exercise, which because they're sitting most of the day. They're in real bad shape as far as they go.
Well, it has to be true to like 80s office, right? Or 70s office.
Mm,
It's supposed to be a
right.
70s office, I guess. It has to
Um,
be, yeah, because
well,
80s
I
office
think
would have more advanced
last
computers.
episode I think I threw out the date 1964 because of the font, but
It is 70s because like at 60s the computers would be different.
yeah,
S-
69, man.
Yeah, no, no, that's my whole point of where it was like this could easily take place 10 years after the prisoner. It's like, well, technically the the fictitious any world could take place 10 years
I was
after the
about to say
present.
because I am like this. I assume. Well, I am assuming too. This is a modern day show, and that the severed floor is just weirdo land.
Well, we don't know yet
We don't know yet. We'll find
what
out.
year it really
We
is.
don't know yet. Could be the
We'll
distant
find out
future.
something. We s- there. Oh,
It's like
I'm
how
visiting you
Cars is
from the
in.
future. There are still plenty of things I don't know after 2 seasons.
Right. There, it's like how Pixar's Cars is, in the distant future of the Pixar's timeline, humans have all evolved into cars.
Yeah, so like who rides inside of them? I've never
Cars.
watched any of them. Smaller cars. I've never
Smaller
watched any of those
cars.
movies.
I've only seen the first. I'm about to watch the second. But yes, I was watching the second episode of Severance. Let's talk about that. The date was weird, a pretty awkward date. Can you
Yeah.
get that confrontation on a date? Not with her, but with other people and have another date? I don't know.
Yep.
People are weird.
Some
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Some people they would love it. They would help you.
Mm.
They would hold the guy down while you stab him. I'm not saying that's like related to anybody I've heard of having a date like that, but you
Now, did you
might
do
have.
any like blind dates? I
No,
guess
never
this
done
is
a blind
time.
date.
Okay.
I'm unfortunately very picky and shallow.
Did I ever tell you about my blind date? I might have been too embarrassed to even tell you at the time.
I feel like you might have, but recount this real
I
quick.
got an email from someone that wanted to date when I was playing a symphony in there from the violist, and there was a super hot violist, and I just assumed that must be them because that was the only age appropriate person. So when I showed up, it was not the age appropriate person, and I just
Was it an
wasn't.
age inappropriate person?
I was 23. I think she was like 38. So for me, that's too much for me. I mean, that's a personal thing maybe, but
Yeah, that's
it was extreme cougar
I
energy. So
yeah.
some people are into it. It's fine, but for me, I've always had a thing about that. For call
I've
me shallow, but
I mean, okay, yeah, I've dated someone 6 years older and like 12 or 13 years younger, I think.
Mm.
But that like the 12 or 13 years, well,
I was
yeah,
dating most of my
10 years younger in my 30s was like the weirdest one where that was like no,
yeah
that was
yeah
impossible.
yeah.
So yeah,
I
I can
think I've
imagine
only.
I can imagine that would be unbridgeable gap. So yeah, no reason to feel bad
Pretty
about
much
that.
everyone I dated was age appropriate. Well, you remember the first person in Japan was like 8.5 years older, which and then I felt
Hmm.
weird. She was cool, but I just felt weird about that. Like eight and a
Yeah.
half older just felt weird to me. So that was if that's a bug in your car, you just have to deal with it.
Well, you know how it is she probably, I don't know, in some way, maybe unintentionally made you feel weird about it because, like, the time that I had dated somebody who was the last person I dated who was a lot younger than me, which was like the 12 or 13-year gap, like, I didn't ever feel like I was way more, like, she felt in some ways older than me.
This
So that
date,
was not, it was not like an issue for that.
the date in this is a notable gap. How old is Nikki M. James? Okay, it's not that. Okay, oh,
Uh,
hell, she's 43 now. Okay, she looks pretty good for 43. But
Wait, who are you
Adam's
talking about?
the midwife actress.
Oh,
I
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was sitting here assuming that it was wildly age appropriate because Adam Scott is like 50, right? And I
Yeah,
was like,
he's like 50 and the
and I
the
was like,
lady
oh well,
plays
she's
Hell.
30, but she's actually 43, so it's a little it's not quite as nutty as I thought.
Yeah, I mean the Helly R actress is like 30
Yeah,
something,
she's
so
30.
it's like
She's
a
much
little
younger. So,
I guess that's a little weird, but I don't know, maybe not.
well, I've recently had coworkers where I'm training some coworkers, and they're like 20 or 21, and I'm like, they're 5 or 6 years older than my daughter. That's insane.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
just you know, sometimes I don't know, sometimes you can't choose how old somebody is. If it
no, of
works, it
course not.
works.
Oh, I
You know what I mean?
get along with most people. That's not an issue. It's
Yeah.
just, I mean, as far as just like getting along with people, age never matters. Dating, it becomes a little more of an issue, right?
Yes.
Especially if it's weird or
If it's
considered.
weird, it's weird. Yeah, I don't
I mean,
know.
if Harold and Maude are into each other, that's great. But
Yeah, it's hell, I don't know. I haven't dated anybody since my early 40s, so now it's like I'm in a completely different bracket, but
Yeah. Anyway, this was like a wildly kind of weird and uncomfortable date to watch because of the severance issues,
yeah.
because of him lashing out against people, and it's yeah, it's an unsettling scene, I guess, not charming.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things where you feel like the show wants the protagonist to date someone and the protagonist is just way too messed up. Like, and that's we get that feeling in the second episode that he's kind of like way too messed up to date anybody. Which I mean, he can't
Yes.
not let like it's his fault. Of course, he has like a dead wife, and he goes and severs his brain every day. You know.
Yeah, that's not going to really help you. That's not therapy. That's the opposite of therapy. That's traumatizing yourself.
Yeah, and he seems kind of surrounded by like people who are different from him, aside from his sister.
Right. Who is still married to a weirdo.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how that works.
Also, we have Irvin bringing this show into the black goo genre. I'm always excited to see when something becomes a member of the black
Yes.
goo genre.
Yes, black goo lore.
Right.
Um, at this point, were you wondering about the black goo? Did you think the black goo meant anything?
Ah, I mean, even I've only finished season one, so I still don't really know what the black goo is, right?
You find out what the black goo is.
Do we? Okay, I'll have to get back to that. Maybe, yeah.
Oh,
It's a
black
one
goo,
viewer. Well,
black goo lore
don't
incoming.
and Black Goo Gore incoming. Gore.
Oh,
But no,
black goo
it's
gore.
kind of what. See, that's the thing. I think what you and I like about the show is it's not two mystery boxes, but that would be a touch of the
Yeah.
mystery box, right? But it's not a heavy touch. It's not one of the main things, so it's not that big a deal. If you have a little thing that kind of just hangs out for a while, that's fine, as long as you're not just like trying to obscure the main propulsive drive of the show.
Well, the thing it does right, and it does this in a lot of different ways, is it is not obvious what questions you should be asking. And that's part of why I can't go on the subreddit anymore for this show. It's because people were like being very annoying about what they were obsessing over. Where I
Oh,
said
so Black Goo
something, I
obsessors, right?
alluded to something. No, 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 I'm not referring to that.
Okay.
But it's like I can't even remember. There's just people were just very annoying about the show, and I don't like the subreddit. And if you're listening to this and you love the Severance subreddit, then like touch grass because it's bad.
Because
But
I had
no,
a
but
fantastic time with the Lost one. Here's the thing: I wasn't interactive. I was just reading everyone's whack theories when Lost was on the air, but I wasn't like interfacing.
yeah, it was like when I alluded briefly to like people having theories about Rick in the last episode, where it was like there were a lot of fan theories about all the people at the dinner that didn't have food, that everyone was severed and that's why everyone was acting weird. And like,
Might
I'll just
also
go
be
ahead
because
and
there's
say,
no food.
no, that is not, at least so far, that is not a thing. You're reading, you're trying way too hard to find a theory because that is,
How about
you
Dylan's
know,
theory then about the sea, that they're
well,
trying to fix the sea, and then Irving was like they're just trying to take curse words out of movies. Which conspiracy theory about what they're doing are you more into? The sea
has
one or
Cold
the?
Harbor, has anyone uttered the words Cold Harbor yet?
I don't think so.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I feel like I did hear it, but yeah. I think
Okay.
I did hear it, but I'm again, I just kind of watched the rest. I watched season one and within a week, just bang, bang, bang. So I'm now paying attention
Well,
more, right? That was the
Cold Harbor
thing. Since I
does
was
come
watching
up.
it, since I was watching it for fun, I really like. I was watching it, but since when I podcast, I'm just like engaged. It's like work, right? So I was like taking the opportunity not to engage completely the first time.
That's funny. I'm the complete opposite. I engage more when I'm not doing podcasts. The Battle of Cold Harbor was fought in the Civil War near Mechanicsville, Virginia, from May 31st to June 12th, 1864. That is really what it's a reference to, but I'm not going to tell you what Cold Harbor means in the show, and it's
Is this
definitely
more
not a
corporate
Civil
art
War.
later?
it's just a metaphor. It's like a chosen
Okay, I think
phrase.
I'm remembering it, but
Like how there's an episode coming up called The After Hours that was chosen for some reason.
yeah. Well, we'll get to that, but yeah. And also,
Hmm.
I'm thinking, oh, Cold Harbor. I've done a fair amount of Civil War history reading. Not as much as other things,
Hmm.
by the way. I'm not one of those guys, but
Yeah,
I'm
it's not. I
familiar.
think history is interesting.
I'm familiar with the general history of the Civil War.
Yeah,
I've
the
read
general
books.
history, the history of generals. No,
That
but
can be
but
interesting. But did you see History of the World Part Two?
not yet.
Oh, they send
Still
General
haven't
Grant on a mission,
remembered.
and it's sent out to the entire Union forces to keep General Grant away from liquor. So he's on a different mission, but he's just looking for alcohol the entire time.
That's amazing. I mean, that could be real though. That's
Yeah,
the
I
thing
know.
about history. It's the thing about history is you're still reading about humans being like erratic weirdos, just like in real life. So
I might have said this to
history
you
is
before
very
about my
interesting.
it's Wanda Sykes and Nick Kroll and Mel Brooks does the narrations, but my review of History of the World Part 2 TV show is it's as good as History of the World Part 1, not as good as you remember History of the World Part 1 being, but as good as it actually was.
Yeah, I definitely I've done a Mel Brooks rewatch. We've had the same conversation on some other podcast, but I don't remember which one.
Yeah, it wasn't this one. I know that.
I don't have rose-colored glasses about most of his movies, even though I do need to rewatch High Anxiety now that
And
I've
Silent
watched Vertigo
Movie.
all the way through.
Yeah, and th those two do occasionally need to be reassessed because they have enough, but they come after Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles, which is an issue.
The ones that they're the ones that don't come up were the ones that I was like surprisingly into. I think the 12 chairs and To Be or Not to Be are
I
ones that
forgot those existed.
nobody ever talks about them, but they're pretty good.
I have
Yeah,
on
the
Blu-ray,
12
bought the
chairs.
set.
Okay. Yeah, 12 chairs is definitely worth your time, and I think To Be or Not to Be is the one that has Anne Bancroft in it,
That's
right?
the one he didn't direct, though, right?
Is it?
There's one
Maybe
he
I'm
didn't
thinking of
direct, but he's
something
in.
else.
Yeah. Maybe it's
Maybe
12 Chairs. It's one of those two he didn't actually direct. Dracula Dead and Loving, I remember that just eating crap.
he directed the 12 chairs.
Okay. Maybe
Yeah,
it's to be or not to
I
be.
think you're right. That would be, but it was in his box set anyway, so you probably have it.
Yes, I do. Secret or Confession, I've never been that into Robin Hood Men in Tights either. Don't like that movie that much.
That's fine.
I prefer the Costner one. I think it's funnier.
I
Alan
think,
Rickman's funnier in it.
unfortunately, I just think that like he kind of peaked with Young Frankenstein, and nothing after that was. Even though I think Spaceballs is still one of the better Star Wars movies.
Yes, yes, but it's not to the level of the early 70s ones. Getting back to different 70s, I guess we'll get back to
Hmm.
Severed Floor. Is Bird a fuck? What do you think?
Yes.
Okay. Scary numbers then. The scary number here is four, right? Four was scary.
Yeah, I think it was kind of pretty scary.
Because four is the that's the unlucky number in Japan. You don't give people four presents, like four of something, like you wouldn't give them four
Hmm.
placemats as a present. People avoid getting married in April. They avoid getting married on the 4th because four is she in Japanese, which also means death. There are versions of where you can use yon, and sometimes people ichi ni san yon go. They'll change it.
Hmm.
It's like kind of how I guess we don't put the 13th floor in American buildings or Western buildings, you know?
Well, yeah, the really obvious one is that Super Mario Brothers 4 was not called Super Mario Brothers 4. I mean, at a young age, I was like,
That's
why aren't they
weird.
called Super Mario 4? It's because of that. That's why.
Right, right. So,
But I guess you can call it Mario 64, and 64 is not unlucky.
right. But Mario dies a lot in Mario games, so I mean, you could put
Are
the
you
number of
saying that
deaths
should be
on
called Super Mario Death because he dies a lot?
him. All you need is Mario kill.
Yes. I mean,
Something.
they haven't announced a new 3D Mario game yet, so it could happen.
Ooh, hope
Anything
so.
could it could be
Anything
anything.
could happen.
I'm hoping that they just translate the Bob Hoskins movie and it's like that.
Yeah, but we get the scary number, then we get the scary shower. So that's Petey in the
Yeah.
shower, of course. And that
Well,
brings us
he's
to the
if
end of this episode.
yeah, Petey is having a scary time in general. What do you think's
Yes.
gonna happen to Petey? It seems like he's gonna die.
Yeah. Is PD dead at the end of this episode? Not quite.
No.
He's not quite dead yet. I'm not quite dead yet.
God, I'm
Um,
gonna have to do trivia for him before he dies.
oh
Allegedly.
yeah. Let's do some performance reviews though on everyone in this.
Okay.
Mark S., what do you want to what's your performance? Of course, we are the board that do not speak except on this podcast, but not to
I
you in the
mean,
conference room, office,
he
whatever.
called in sick,
A nice
so
office, the
like,
nice new
C.
office. Yeah, but Mark S. I didn't say Mark Scout. I said Mark S. We're performing reviewing the
Yeah.
employees. I don't think Mark
Well, he
Scout's the
wasn't
employee.
there. He missed a day.
I think if you go to the break room,
Someone
isn't that
called.
automatically an F? If you go to the break room, it's an F,
Mm,
right?
I guess I don't know how well he did in the break room.
It's like if you have to go to the principal's office, then aren't you haven't you already like kind of failed? You well, that's conduct. You get an N, I guess with at least the American schools. But I feel like I have to give Mark S an F. You can give him a C, I'll give him an F. So he gets a
Okay.
D. He gets a D.
So he
He
gets a
did good in the
D.
break room, so he gets a
All
D.
right. Okay,
Um,
so Heliar, what's she get?
she was supposed to get the F, right? She was supposed to
Yeah,
go
I
to the
think she
break
gets an
room.
F in this too.
So I give her the C because
Okay.
by default she gets a C, right? So both of them get D's in the end since if we are the committee and we balance these out. Um,
Okay. Yeah, I'm giving her an F again because she keeps just leaving.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I think Mark took the F for her is what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it depends on if you consider that an actual thing or not because we're performance reviewing. So yeah. Um, let's see. Dylan G.
I'm giving him an A minus because he was training, but he was a little bit too obsessed with incentives, which makes me doubt his dedication to Lumen.
Oh, come on. Corporate loves that. Come on, incentives are part of Lumen. I'm gonna bump that up to an
Hey, A
A.
minus.
He's got his C theory. Yeah.
A
I'm gonna
minus is pretty generous.
he's so genky. See I'm gonna go from bastard corporate perspective, go slightly higher. Give him that A.
Okay,
Okay. Irving B. What does Irving B get?
I give him B
That makes
for
sense.
Irving B. Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
I mean
well,
he
he
has a weird
was
time, but I don't think it's his fault.
he
And
he
he goes
didn't enjoy everything equally.
he didn't enjoy everything equally. I mean, it's kind of average. I'll give him a B minus just to mirror what we did with Dylan there. Yeah, he had a few too many hmms, so and had too many points taken away too quickly. So he gets
Yep.
that. We do get to start talking about Bert G. What do you give Bert G
Oh,
performance review on this?
I mean A plus. He was just there to admire the corporate art.
Right?
He extended the olive branch from OMD. What is it? OMD. OMD isn't right. OND.
O and D. See, okay,
Not orchestral maneuvers in the dark.
mild spoiler, he is lying. So do I factor that into my performance review of this episode?
Yes. No. No.
No.
I mean, you don't performance review based on like things that you know that people have told lies
Okay,
because you've seen future episodes.
right.
That can't
Okay.
possibly factor in performance review.
In that case, I have to give him a TBA because I just don't have enough information in this.
All right,
He
I'm just
likes a
giving him.
painting. That's not enough for me to performance review him, you know?
If I have to review him, I'm giving it an A plus.
Okay, you
So
give him the A plus. I'll give him again. Christopher Walken, of course, gets an A plus, but yeah. Or Bert G. I don't have enough information in this episode to give him a
I mean,
score.
he might do some inappropriate stuff that'll get a lower score later, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. Milchek performance review for this episode.
Oh, crap. I give him an A because he was really patient with Heli, R's, Audi, and any, etc.
Yeah, I agree. He's doing his
Yeah.
job. Is it a ethical job? We're not sure yet, but he's definitely doing his job. He manages crisis situations well in this episode. He gets an A.
Hmm. There is no
Um,
ethical jobs under capitalism.
no, so well, yeah. So anyway, I'm just saying, like, as far as like what he's actually doing, I'm not sure, but he
Yeah.
gets an A in this episode from me. Um,
Yep.
oh no, I just lost my tabs. Hmm.
Are you looking for Miss Cobell?
We can say Miss Cobell, sure. I lost all the tabs I was looking
I
at
don't
like
know
an
if she
idiot.
was. Did she appear on the severed floor today? I'm not even
Oh,
really sure. I don't think she did.
now you're blowing my mind. Now I can't remember. So can
Right,
we
Mr.
give?
Grainer?
He appears for 2 seconds as basically Darth Vader, right, in a suit.
Yeah.
So,
So A
um,
plus.
okay, sure, why not? And yeah, I guess Miss Cobell is another not enough information for this one.
I'm
Because even if
I
she
am
appears, she doesn't do much, right?
I'm just gonna say right now, I am absolutely dying to find out what the performance review section of this podcast is like for the season 2 finale. It's going to be the most insane thing ever in history.
Okay, good. So so it's good we're going with this
That will
bit
be
of.
half the podcast.
Hey, we acted pretty long today, so I guess we should
Yeah.
wrap it up on our half loop. I think we did do a full loop. Just Kobo is a part of the decision to send Irving to a wellness check
Oh, you're
instead of
right.
to the break room. So,
Okay, well,
she's
you know
she's
what?
supporting Milchek. I guess she gets an A minus here.
Yeah, A minus for being so kind as to send Irv to that weird. Oh, we haven't rated Miss
I
Casey.
was about to say we have to Miss Casey too, don't we?
Um, um, I'm gonna give her a B because man, that was some petty points deduction on the
Petty point. Yeah, I was gonna say B plus. She's doing her job, but weird behavior in a weird. I mean, I guess maybe her job is to have that vibe, but yeah, just weird vibes all around cannot mean she's doing her job at this point, but in a slightly weird, offhanded way, right? Which hell, maybe that's how I work, but.
She's a weird person doing a weird job. Yeah, I don't think that I should have that job, but I would take it, I guess.
Mm.
I don't think that I would.
Your Audi likes to frolic in the sun.
Your Audi likes the smell of ice cream.
Your
I don't
Audi
know.
is a sexual master with bears.
Wait, you have to be more specific, and then you're to deduct points.
50 points off. Um,
Yeah,
okay, yes, that we did a full loop on the half loop. Anyway, as I was saying,
yeah.
so where do people do other loops with us?
You should loop around and circle back and zoom out and zoom into Patreon, podcastdopodcasties.org for many other podcasts that you can listen to on a loop, like Films and Filth, Citizen Kane of Podcasts, Podcast 1999, Nicole Disney, Lucas Pokemon Game Show, Time Enough, Twilight Zone podcast, which will soon be covering the other Twilight Zone. I'm not even gonna tell you which one. There's another one. It's got
Yeah.
Adam
Well,
Scott
you
in
don't
it.
want me to add anything, do you?
Do you?
No.
I don't know. Yeah, follow us on Blue Sky at Podcast and corral the scary numbers.
Okay, I
Um,
guess I'm gonna go take a shower then.
okay, I'm gonna go see some black goo.
Actually, I'm gonna go take a shower now.
I wish I was about to make a chocolate lava cake, and I'd be like, I'm just gonna see black goo. I don't have any chocolate lava cake.
You can
Oh
fix
well,
that.
I guess I have to go to the store.